All right. Hey, Coach Prime Fanatics. Welcome to the Coach Prime Fanatics show. I'm Kelsey Simon, and we are on episode 24 today, and we're going to talk about the principle time is a wonderful storyteller. All right. And this principle is taken directly from the Elevate and Dominate book by Coach Prime. So be prepared to talk all about it. We're also going to cover the branding and marketing strategy of the day. And we're also going to talk about today's character building trait. Um, Also, any updates that we have through our CU Buffs football programs, we're going to share and talk more about that as well. So stay tuned for a great and awesome show today. All right, so let's dive in. We're going to get into the principle of the day. So we're going to hop on over to the community. Remember, we're all about becoming winners, and what it takes to become a winner in life and business is to develop the winning mindset, skill set, and Toolset. Uh, and a part of that is utilizing these 21 principles from the Elevate and Dominate book that Coach Prime shares, and we use that to develop that winning mindset of ours. Now, we are on, let's see, principle number 18. And principle 18 says, I'm going to read through principle 18 and the 5 takeaways that Coach Prime shares in the book. Make sure you get the book as well in the resources section of our community at CoachPrimeFanatics.com. But here it is. Time is a wonderful storyteller. Takeaway 1 says, you can't fake your way to consistency. Leading a consistent life will show itself over time, and time is a wonderful storyteller. I'm going to read this again. All right, this is nice right here. You can't fake your way to consistency. Think about that. You can't fake your way to consistency. Leading a consistent life will show itself over time, and time is a wonderful storyteller. Oh man, this right here is the show right here. You can just sit on this takeaway right here and think about this. All right, just think about that. You can't fake your way to consistency. How can you fake your? How can? Why would a person even think they can fake their way to consistency? Act like trying to. What does that even look like? Faking your way to consistency. Let's see. Hold on one second. I think just in case the audio is off, I'm going to just refresh the screen. So just hang with me for a second. All right. Hopefully we're back. Let's see here. Let me make sure the audio is right. Let's see. Let me make sure that the audio is right. We're back. We're back. We're back. All right. Here we go. All right. I think we're all set. All right. Let's get back to this. So think about that. We cannot fake our way to consistency. Hmm. How would a person even think that they can fake their way to consistency? I was just thinking about, what does that even look like? Faking your way to consistency. When a person is consistent, to get to that point of consistency, to where you are habitual, like you have habits that you've developed. that allows you to now be consistent. Consistency is about doing something, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. And for your life to have some consistency about it, for your behaviors to be consistent, like you're doing things, the same thing over and over and over again. For different behaviors, from like being on time or showing up on time, or eating a certain way, exercising, praying, whatever it is that you're doing. There's no way for you to get to the point to where you are consistent about your behaviors. There's no way you can get there through faking. So that's what it's saying here. You can't fake your way to consistency. It's going to require work, because if you don't put in the work to develop the habits at the behaviors that you want to develop, then you won't be able to continue to do those things over and over and over again. So there's no way for you to fake your way to consistency. That's why it says here, leading a consistent life will show itself over time, because that consistency is shown over time. You might start exercising for a week or a couple of days, but that third and fourth day you don't do it, you're not consistent. You might start eating a certain way, or you might start reading books, or developing different habits that you want to develop. And you might start doing it for a short period of time, but you don't continue to do it. So that's why you cannot fake your way to consistency. And it's going to show, that consistency that you're developing is going to show itself over time. And that's why the whole principle is time is a wonderful storyteller, because time is going to tell the story. Within time, the truth will come out. All right. So takeaway 2 says, believe it or not, most people lead double lives. And that's where the major problems come in. Look, it's exhausting to be something that you aren't. So you got to figure out who you are and be that person every single day, instead of living a double life, because that's where the problems come about. Stop trying to be so perfect. There are no perfect people out there. Just be yourself. That's enough. See, when you try to become perfect, then you end up pressuring yourself into leading a double life, and then the problem comes about because of the fact that you're trying to be perfect, and you pressure yourself into being something that you're not. Once you figure out who you are, then you're going to be able to be that person consistently over time. Time is a wonderful storyteller. You'll be able to be that person every single day. And if you decide you want to change who you are, then you can change who you are by changing your behaviors, but you don't want to be two different people, because that's where the problem occurs. Be you, whoever you decide to be. And then you have takeaway number 3, and it says, we all have strengths and weaknesses. And he says here, the trick is to take advantage of those strengths and show them off. That's what makes you unique. Learn from those weaknesses and don't be afraid to fail. You should be great at what you know, but even better at realizing what you don't know. Be great at what you know, but even better at realizing what you don't know. Takeaway number 4. One person should take responsibility for your life, and that's you. Don't blame others. Don't play the victim. Be responsible for your own success and hold yourself accountable for living up to your standard. Takeaway 5 says, keeping your promises is the best way to show you are a person of integrity. Be sure not to overcommit yourself and always try to keep things realistic. But if you make a promise to someone, it's on you to live up to that trust, even if it means some extra communication and flexibility to make it, he says here, make it happen in these busy times for everyone. All right. Those are some, this is a great principle today. I like that. Time is a wonderful storyteller. Okay. So now let's move on back to the community here. And let's go back to the resources section and go through the business coaching area, and then we can find the 33 ways to brand yourself online right here. And this one right here is going to help us with a business and marketing strategy. And let's go to strategy 18. That should be the right strategy. And yes, strategy 18 is tell your own story. Here it is. Tell your own story. Let's see what it says. It says you have a story to tell, but may not realize it just yet. Your story is identified within the value building process you've undergone throughout your entire life. Wow. Like that. The value building process that you have undergone. We all go through a value building process through our entire life. And within that value building process, we can identify our story. And that's the story that we tell. You know, everyone has a story to tell. And that story is identified within your value building process. Think about your genetics, your influences, your values, your education, and your experiences. How have all these qualities and characteristics contributed to who you are, and what are you doing daily to change who you are into who you want to be? There's a story within it all, and you must identify it and tell it. Ooh, I like it. It's a story within it all, and you must identify it and tell it. And if you look at it, it's a story of change. It's a story of development. It's a story of how you went from where you are to where it is you desire to be. It's a story of it's a process of change. Your story will add value to the lives of those who follow you. So you have to tell your story. You have to tell how you went from where you were and you went through the process of change in order to get to where it is you're going. So people can relate with change. They can relate with your growth and your development. And that's what branding is all about. You have to brand yourself, but what you're really branding is your story. Your story of building value, of creating value. Value is how you went from point A to point B. It's the change that took place from where you were to where you are or where you're going. It's all the changing, all of the change that goes on and takes place in that process is the story that you're telling. And through that story, people come to know you. They also I can identify themselves in your story of change. All right, so now let's go to the character building trait of the day, and we go back to resources, and let's go to character coaching, and let's go to the 21 character affirmations, and let's see what today's trait says. So this should be trait number 18, and it says modest. I am modest. I am meek, pure, and simple. I show decency in behavior, dress, and speech. I am modest. So we see the definition of modest, which is a positive character trait that you can choose to develop for yourself if you choose to develop a positive character and allow that character to assist you in and showing care and concern towards others, to assist you in making positive decisions, assist you in using and creating positive behaviors. And this particular trait right here, modesty, is defined as being uh, one of meekness, purity, and simplicity. It's saying that this modest person is one who shows decency in their behavior, in their dress, and in their speech. All right, so that is the trait for today. Now let's pop right back into the community here, and now let's talk about the programs, the program content, and where we're at with that. And this is the top 11 content creators for the CU Buffs football program. And right now, this is the first week of the fall football camp. So it's a very exciting week for the team, for Coach Prime, and what they're doing right now with the program. And if you want to follow along with what's going on, you can go through to any one of these 11 content creators that they produce great quality content, and keep up with. There was just a commitment, from Oregon State safety yesterday, Ian Massey. He just committed, and so he'll be joining the football team on either today or tomorrow, and he'll be joining fall camp. But those type of updates is what you can get. I think on today's in today's camp, those that were up for questions during the media I should say the media presser, was Coach Livingston, and then there was a couple of other players from the secondary as well. I think Preston Hodge and DJ McKinney, and some of those individuals were answering questions in today's presser. So you can catch that content, and you can go to these content creators to catch those pressers and get the latest and greatest content about what's going on today's fall camp, as well as previous days, and also a look at what's to come. All right, so that is it, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. I look forward to seeing you in episode 25, where we're going to talk more about another character trait, another branding and marketing strategy, and another life principle from the Elevate and Dominate book by Coach Prime. So thanks for tuning in. If you're watching by replay, don't forget to share your input as far as what you think about what we were talking about today, the time is a wonderful storyteller principle, and anything else we talked about. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can get notified whenever we go live for every episode. All right, so I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep winning.